sister, she's next to me right now, but she doesn't want to be shown because of what I'm about to say. She wanted to be a diversity instructor trainer. You know those grifters that go around to different companies and essentially try to train companies on how to work with and hire and properly accommodate for DEI? Yes, I remember her saying that to me. This was a long time ago. This was like maybe 10,
also, I went
15
to Portland
years ago.
State University.
Do you want to be on camera?
No.
Okay, shut up. So yeah, we both went to PSU, so it was like the height of the woke stuff. So you can't really blame her, but it's just like hilarious because now, you know, coming full circle because of what I've been posting, because of us communicating, because of what she's been seeing from her own eyes, she's now way more conservative than she was before. And I'd say she considers herself conservative. And in certain topics, she was always somewhat conservative, but she's gonna act like she was more conservative than she actually was. But no, she was full on woke. White people are racist. You know, all this type of nonsense. So anything's possible. People can change. You just don't need to give up on them. That's the main thing. Don't give up.
A lot of us, and when I say us, I'm going to say people that were raised in families that were liberal, we just adopted the things that we were taught. And it's not our fault, the inception of who we were, but it is our responsibility to change our narrative. Once we learn better, we do better, right? And this actually speaks more to some of the things that Trump made a decision of earlier in this year when he actually became president for the second time. And he said, we want these universities to stop spewing propaganda, start being more balanced, and then start being more merit-based. And we want to get rid of the whole diversity, equity, and inclusion. They created a whole new job sector for themselves by preaching the woke diversity, equity, and inclusion narrative. And it was so stupid. And it shows you how far we had gone left in order to overcorrect for things that people were trying to preach and teach and then get reparations from. But the reality is that the majority of the people that benefited from this whole woke movement wasn't even black people. But here's the key. When you go to these universities, and I am very, very, very careful as a man and a father that has a daughter that is a senior and is looking at colleges, we are vetting through and going through and trying to figure out which college is the best based off of the fact that we don't want them to be in indoctrination camps. We want them to go and learn and to study and understand exactly what they are looking for when they are trying to find a job, not necessarily you putting propaganda inside of their heads. We don't need that anymore. We know how to raise our kids. You just do your job and teach them geography or whatever you're teaching them. And I went over to places like Portland and Seattle, and I visited different places that are super woke, and it's broken. They have broken societies, they have broken cities. You go on any of these campuses, you take a campus visit, and you just like, what the hell is happening over here? You know what I'm saying? It's truly, our universities are the ones that are turning these people out. They are sexual liberation slash woke African American studies, diversity, equity, and inclusion. The right is super bad places. And when you wake up from this whole slumber that we're in, you'll realize, wait a minute, every decision that I'm making in the responsibility to be a better person it's on me. It's not on the university, it's not on society, and nobody owes me nothing. I actually live in the best country in the world, and I have the opportunity to do anything I want to do, and I can truly do what I want to do, and I have all of the freedoms.
On them.
If you take the topic of racism away, like, do y'all have anything else to talk about in life? It's like, it just gets to the point where it's like, I'm 37. It's like, imagine 37 years of your life, every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, every function, every gathering, every cookout, the topic is white people, bro.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're home, like, enjoying their life, eating chicken salad, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, imagine, like, your whole life is dedicated to talking about white people, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't get to a point, like, you're not tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have another topic. Like, Maybe we could talk about Jesus. You know what I'm
It's the truth, bro. Like, and I was telling people on the Millionaire Morning Show that if you go into a lot of these places, or you go into any living room, most living rooms, not all, but most living rooms of a black person, somehow, some way, if it's not about sports, if it's not about football, if it's not about food, then it's about white people, and it's gossip about white people and how white people are doing you dirty, and all of this other type of stuff. And it's just like, it's old, you know, it's tired. Like, when we gonna let go of things that happened so long ago that don't even affect you today? And I know there's going to be people inside of the comments or people that react to this, and they gonna feel some type of way. Oh my God, Anton is not acknowledging, so he's the one that slipped through the cracks. Somebody is paying. Listen, bro, listen. At some point, you're going to have to get out of the victim Olympics, bro. Everybody is not against you. People are not spending their time and their energy worried about you. Maturing is realizing that we kill ourselves. Maturing is realizing that it's really just a distraction from the thing that's the best for you. Maturing is realizing that you are not a victim, and most of the things that happened in your life is in your adult life, that is self-inflicted wounds. You committed the crime, you got a felony, you didn't pay your tickets, you got pulled over because you don't have proper insurance and your bumper is hanging off. You won't tell on the people that's inside of your communities that are doing the crimes, and so as a result, the police can't solve for things. You adopted the no snitching policy, even though you're a regular civilian. You didn't choose to pick a right curriculum or go to college at all. And when you went to college, you studied underwater basket weaving degrees, and you feel like you are owed something. And reality is that people are dying every single day to try to get into this country. And you just continue to think that you are a victim and you was just born yesterday. And it gets old when you sitting at the table, or every single group of black people that you talk about, what they bring up is something that don't have nothing to do with their current circumstances in order to blame somebody else for the circumstance that you're in. It's tired, it's old, it's stale. It's annoying for people that don't run in the victim Olympics. And when you know better, you're supposed to do better, but we still got this high school mentality and this mindset, and it is tiring.
saying? And freedom from demonic oppression, maybe? You know what I mean?
I think I'm at a point in life where I can officially say that I'm conservative. And it's crazy because out of all my years of life or years of voting, I've never really labeled myself to any party. But, growing up, especially black, all you do is just vote blue, vote Democratic, but you don't even really know why. You just do it because your folks tell you to. And everybody in your family do the same thing. And if you ever think to look at the other side, they kind of look at you crazy. But the older I've gotten, I'm like, bro, like, my beliefs, my morals, it all aligns with being conservative. And even when you deep dive into the Bible of like how you should live, it aligns more with the conservative side. It definitely don't align with the liberal side. If anything, they really be mocking the Bible for real. So like, it's a crazy reality for me because I don't think I've ever really said like, oh, I'm conservative, like, oh, I'm Republican. Like, I don't know, but I really do feel like at 28, I can officially admit that I'm conservative, you know what I mean? Or I'm part of the right, I guess. I don't know, but I'm definitely not part of the left. Like, the older I've gotten and what I've seen, what they push in their agendas, and like, they literally just mock the Bible. Like, they literally just, everything that the Bible say not to do, they do it.
Imagine this, right? Think about it from this lens. Imagine saying that you are a Christian, right? And I believe that Christians, especially if you are a heterosexual male, if you're a heterosexual white male, you can forget it. Imagine being a Christian, right? And as a Christian, you believe a certain way. You believe in the marriage between men and women. You believe in God, you believe in salvation, the Comforter is extended to the Jew and the Gentile alike, that Jesus died for our sins. You believe in all of these things, life, you're pro-life and all of these things. And then you align with a party that is literally the opposite, that has pushed an agenda to continue to get you to abort your babies, that continues to push an agenda where men can go in women's bathrooms. Not that you can pursue life, liberty, and happiness, right? Because that's completely separate. What you do in your bedroom is completely separate from what you are pushing inside of our books and our libraries and advocating for, and what we got going on as far as trying to have men and women's sports and all of this wild shit. And it's like, in order for them to be able to push that, they got to distract you by saying that, hey, Trump is fascist, fascist. All of these overused words, authoritarianism. You never use authoritarianism until Democrats started planting it in your mind, right? And then they feed it out into the public, and then you see everybody using the same talking points. And imagine you growing up and you believe in church, and if you work hard, you can get to it, not handouts and all of this stuff. And then you go to the voting booth and you vote for somebody that is the complete opposite, that they believe in taking your money so that they can use 95% of it on administrative costs and keeping their friends in power, and then the other 5% they give it to people that don't give a fuck about you. Imagine, right? Because nobody is saying that Republicans or some of the stuff that they say, because I don't believe in extreme anything, can't be held accountable. But the very basis, the premise by which you live your life, the foundation of it should be or is this way, but you vote opposite just because that's what your family been doing all this time. And I will tell you that, all of our families are pretty much, we got similar stories. And it doesn't matter how much they realize it or how much they know it and all of this stuff. I remember because I was raised in a church, and way before Trump came into office, this had to be before Obama, right? And I remember that one of the prayers, as crazy as it may sound, was close off our borders and things like that, right? Don't let people take advantage of what it is that's here for us. And to know that the whole narrative has shifted based off of who's in office implementing it. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. And I always like to give credit to the content creators, so that link will be in the descriptions also. Tap into the Patreon. We got some really great things in there, and we almost 19,000 strong. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.